Drama erupted like never before when Martell Hall and Marsau came face to face, and what started as a tense disagreement almost turned into a full-blown physical confrontation. Fans watched in shock as two of reality TV's most controversial figures clashed, sending social media into a frenzy. Who pushed the limits first? What sparked this explosive showdown? And why is everyone talking about this moment as one of the wildest in reality history? Stay tuned because the full story behind this confrontation is far more shocking than anyone imagined. Martell Hall and Marsau have never been strangers to controversy. From heated arguments to public confrontations, fans of reality television know that when these two step into the same room, sparks are bound to fly. But their latest encounter has taken things to an entirely new level. Over the past weeks, whispers of tension between them have been circulating, and what fans thought was just another feud quickly escalated into an unforgettable showdown. In this video, we're going to break down every jaw-dropping moment of this explosive confrontation. You'll get the inside scoop on what led up to the argument, the shocking, near-physical clash that left witnesses stunned, and the reactions from fans and media that followed. We'll also explore what this fight reveals about the personalities, motivations, and rivalries of both Martell and Marsau, and why this isn't just another reality TV spat. It's a moment that will be talked about for years. From tense stares to heated words and the brink of physicality, the drama unfolded in ways that no one could have predicted. We'll dissect each moment, reveal hidden details that weren't shown on camera, and even give you expert insight into how conflicts like this escalate in high-pressure reality TV environments. You won't believe what happened next. And this is where it gets truly interesting. The fallout from this encounter has triggered reactions across social media, with fans taking sides, celebrities commenting, and rumors spreading about what really went down behind the scenes. By the end of this video, you'll understand not only the intensity of the confrontation, but also what it reveals about Martell and Marsau as individuals and as reality TV personalities. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the full story behind one of the most explosive showdowns in reality TV history. To fully understand the explosive showdown between Martell Hall and Marsau, we need to rewind and examine the history between these two reality TV personalities. Fans of shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville already know that both men have fiery personalities and are no strangers to conflict. Their rivalry has been simmering for years, and the recent confrontation was not an isolated incident. It was the culmination of a long-standing tension. Martell Hall, often seen as charismatic yet uncompromising, has built a reputation for speaking his mind, setting boundaries, and refusing to back down from challenges. Marsau, equally strong-willed and assertive, has earned notoriety for his boldness, his willingness to confront issues head-on, and his tendency to escalate disagreements quickly. When two individuals with such dominant personalities exist within the same social or professional circles, friction is inevitable. The tension between them has roots in both personal and professional disagreements. Over time, minor disputes over relationships, business decisions, and interpersonal dynamics began to compound, creating an undercurrent of resentment. Fans recall moments from past seasons where passive-aggressive comments, pointed looks, and subtle digs were exchanged on camera, small sparks hinting at the potential for larger, more explosive confrontations. Social media played a significant role in amplifying the rivalry. Posts, comments, and even subtle subtweets created an environment where tension was both noticed and magnified by fans. The public became invested not only in the drama, but also in predicting when and how the feud might escalate. Memes and online discussions highlighted every interaction between Martell and Marsau, turning even minor disagreements into trending topics. Reality TV producers and cast members were well aware of the friction. Behind the scenes, crew members and fellow cast members often spoke about the challenges of keeping both men on the same set without conflict. Multiple sources hinted that both Martell and Marsau had strong opinions about leadership, respect, and personal boundaries, and clashing views made heated encounters almost inevitable. Despite the tension, both men maintained a veneer of professionalism during public appearances up to a point. Interviews, group events, and social gatherings were often charged with underlying tension that viewers could sense, even if nothing overtly dramatic occurred on screen. Every time they appeared together, fans braced for the possibility of a confrontation, which made the eventual showdown even more anticipated and shocking. Adding to the intensity was the social and emotional context surrounding their lives at the time. Both men were navigating personal relationships, public scrutiny, and the pressures of reality TV fame. Stress, rivalry, and the need to assert oneself in a competitive environment created a perfect storm for conflict. When the two finally faced off in a highly charged setting, it was the culmination of years of simmering tension that the audience have watched build incrementally. And here's where it gets particularly interesting. Insiders revealed that the argument was sparked by an incident that on its own might have seemed minor, but in the context of years of rivalry became the tipping point. This is the moment where professional rivalry, personal pride, and public scrutiny collided, setting the stage for one of the most explosive showdowns in recent reality TV history. Understanding this history is key to appreciating why the confrontation between Martell Holt and Marcelo Scott felt so intense, and why fans reacted with such shock. The showdown wasn't just about the immediate argument. It was the eruption of years of tension, frustration, and competitive energy that had been building silently, waiting for the right moment to ignite. The day of the showdown between Martell Holt and Marsau Scott will be remembered by fans as one of the tensest and most dramatic moments in recent reality TV history. What seemed like a routine gathering quickly escalated into a confrontation that left cast members, crew, and fans on edge. To understand the full intensity, let's break down the event from the first tense moment to the near physical clash that had everyone holding their breath. It all began during a group discussion where disagreements over decisions and personal boundaries were already simmering. Both Martell and Marsau entered the room with high energy, and their body language immediately signaled Thathis's interaction would be anything but ordinary. Observers noticed clenched jaws, pointed glares, and subtle gestures that hinted at underlying frustration. Every word, tone, and movement carried extra weight because the tension had been building for months. The initial sparks came from a disagreement over respect and authority. Martell, known for asserting his opinions and setting boundaries, clashed verbally with Marsau, whose approach to confrontation is direct and uncompromising. What might have been a normal debate between friends or colleagues quickly escalated as both men dug in, refusing to yield even an inch. Voices rose, sentences were cut short with sharp retorts, and the energy in the room became almost palpable. As the argument intensified, other cast members and crew began to take notice. Some attempted to mediate, while others chose to step back, recognizing that this was a showdown that needed to play out between the two central figures. Cameras captured every heated exchange, capturing not just the words, but the emotional tension that radiated from the confrontation. Fans who later saw clips described the scene as electric and unbelievably intense, with the near physicality adding to the suspense. The situation reached its peak when both Martell and Marsau stood face to face, inches apart, with voices raised and gestures sharp. For a moment, it seemed as if the confrontation might escalate into an actual physical altercation. Crew members quickly intervened, positioning themselves between the two to prevent any contact while trying to calm the situation. The intensity of the moment, however, was captured in every frame. Sweat on brows, rapid breathing, and the undeniable energy of two strong personalities colliding hidden. What made this showdown particularly dramatic was the context surrounding it. Unlike previous disagreements that had been subtle or contained, this confrontation was public, unfiltered, and witnessed by multiple parties. Every eye in the room was on Martell and Marsau, amplifying the pressure and magnifying every reaction. The stakes were higher than ever as the argument wasn't just about words, it was about pride, respect, and personal boundaries. Social media exploded almost instantly after clips of the incident were released. Fans debated who was at fault, dissected body language, and speculated about what might have pushed the situation to the brink. Analysts highlighted how reality TV environments, where personalities are amplified and tensions are heightened, can create pressure cookers that make confrontations almost inevitable. In this case, Martell and Marsau's showdown became a textbook example of how long-standing rivalries can erupt in dramatic and unpredictable ways. But here's the shocking part, that not everyone noticed. Back down, framing the confrontation as a raw, authentic glimpse into the personalities behind reality TV facades. Others, however, criticized the near-violent nature of the encounter, questioning whether the situation could have been handled differently. Discussions about accountability, respect, and personal boundaries dominated fan forums, showing that the incident sparked both emotional and analytical responses. Reality TV analysts and commentators weighed in as well. Many highlighted the dynamics of conflict in high-pressure environments, emphasizing that Martell and Marsau's personalities were almost destined to clash. Experts in conflict resolution noted that when strong-willed individuals interact under stress, arguments can escalate quickly, particularly when unresolved tensions exist from the past. They explained that reality TV settings often amplify emotions, making confrontations more dramatic and highly visible. Insiders with knowledge of the show's production added another layer of intrigue. Sources reported that producers were both concerned and prepared for a potential escalation. Having witnessed subtle tensions building over weeks, crew members were instructed to monitor interactions closely, ensuring that safety protocols were in place. These behind-the-scenes details give fans a new perspective on how reality TV production teams manage unpredictable personalities and volatile situations, turning what might seem spontaneous into a carefully navigated event. Social media debates also focused on the larger implications for Martell and Marsau's reputations. For Martell's supporters praised his assertiveness and ability to stand his ground, framing him as a figure who refuses to compromise his principles. Marsau, meanwhile, received praise for his directness and unwillingness to be intimidated, with fans noting that his assertiveness demonstrated confidence and self-respect. Both men's actions sparked conversations about leadership, ego, and the complex interplay of personality traits in conflict situations. But the drama didn't stop online. Interviews, podcasts, and post-show discussions gave insiders and co-stars the opportunity to share their perspectives. Some highlighted moments that fans had missed in the edited broadcasts, revealing that the tension had been simmering far longer than viewers realized. These accounts painted a picture of a highly charged environment where every glance, gesture, and word was loaded with meaning and potential for escalation. Another fascinating aspect of the fallout was the way it sparked dialogue about personal boundaries and conflict management in reality TV. Fans, experts, and even other cast members debated what constitutes acceptable behavior during disputes, how to manage ego clashes, and when intervention is necessary. The incident became a case study in both human behavior and the mechanics of reality TV drama, showing that moments of conflict can be both educational and entertaining. Interestingly, some fans took a more psychological perspective, analyzing the personalities and motivations behind the confrontation. Discussions centered around pride, perceived disrespect, and the need for validation, elements that played a critical role in pushing the argument toward the brink of physicality. By dissecting the underlying causes, viewers gained insight into not just the immediate showdown, but also the deeper emotional dynamics at play. Finally, the incident sparked speculation about what comes next. Will Martell and Morrow find a way to reconcile? How will the fallout impact their relationships with other cast members?